this is CW Younger here again, and this is actually my first installment of the Use Revolution, where we use what we got to get where we need to be. So today I'm joined by another phenomenal woman, Samaya, and Samaya is a mother, a wife, an art gallery owner, and I wrote my little list right here because she does a lot. A career woman, an event host, visionary artist, creativity coach, color of woman instructor, spiritual coach, ordained minister, crystal healer, and author of Dear Sister, a book of poetry and conversation. So, did I miss anything?
I don't think you have. I think you've got them all.
Okay, so
I did just start knitting.
oh yeah, so the knitting thing. So if you need a scarf, hat,
yeah, Afghans,
anything, contact her. So with you doing so much, how did all of this get started?
It started back in April of 2008 when I fell in love with scrapbooking. There was a die cutting machine that came out called the Cricut, and I bought one and I spent head over heels, and I filled up my whole basement with Cricut cartridges and scrapbooking materials, and then finally I opened my own little space. It was 700 square feet down in where Artscape was held. My venue was actually part of Artscape the first year I was open because I was right in there in that space. So, and that's how it started, blossomed from scrapbooking to mixed media and visual journals, and then to painting on canvas, and now I'm just doing more.
Okay. So how did you get into things like the color of woman instructor, and what exactly is that?
Color woman, wow. Color woman is a method of creativity, a method of intentional creativity. And intentional creativity is where you set your intention to manifest something on your canvas or on your page, whatever you're working on, whatever subject you're working on. And whatever you manifest is what is needed in this world. It is either needed for you or for someone else. So we always start by putting our intention on the canvas, by touching our canvas and infusing our energy into the canvas, because we want what is inside of our heart to come out onto that canvas. I've never taken a painting class before in my life until I took the Color Woman method. So anything I've ever painted is all a manifestation of what's within me and that skill that I was taught.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. So, what about the ordained minister thing? Because all of this seems like creativity and art and painting, poetry, writing, and then you have ordained minister.
Okay. So creativity for me is a spiritual practice.
Okay.
It is more than just painting and creating pretty pictures. What I do with my art is I use art as a tool for healing. I've been through some rough things in my life. I am a survivor of domestic violence. My first husband was very abusive, and art helped heal me and save me from that. And Color Woman is one of those programs that helped me, and now I get to teach it to other women. And that's why my gallery was established, for the positive image of other women, and to offer this goodness to other people. So my art is a healing tool for me, and in my healing, it's all spiritually connected to the divine. And so the ordained minister part came in because of my studies in all different types of spirituality, not just Christianity, just all realms. And I studied so much that I became a minister, and I incorporated in creative spiritual practice.
Okay. So with everything that you're doing, how do you stay grounded with such a busy schedule? And do you have like a secret for it that you can tell everyone?
There is no secret. I don't sleep a whole lot at night in general, normally, naturally. I just don't. I fall asleep 2 hours later, I'm awake, and I'm laying there looking at the ceiling saying, I should be painting, I should be writing, I should be doing something. So that's where a lot of my time comes from, because if I wake up, then I'm going to do something. I don't have a secret. My busy schedule actually is part of what helps me to stay grounded, because if I'm too idle, I get bored. I'm a Leo. I get bored, and then depression sets in because then my mind starts racing and I don't want them talking to me. So I keep them away by keeping myself busy. And there's no secret. I have a very flexible job, which is a plus. The other plus on top of that, of having a flexible job, is it's a job I love. So not only does it pay my bills, it is a job I love. So I wake up every morning eager to go to work, even though I work in D.C. That's an hour and a half drive from Columbia. That should only be 40 minutes. But, so that helps because I love my job. And so I'm not getting up wishing I was home doing art or my passions, because another one of my passions is being fed while I'm at work. And my job is flexible, so I get to get some things accomplished there that may relate to my personal life. And so that helps. And then I have, my husband is free. He got laid off back in October 2012, and we never looked back. So he's free, so he's a huge help with errands that need to be run day to day, running the gallery itself, because it doesn't have to be run just by me, it's him. And then my kids are 11 and 13, and I'm blessed to have very good boys, so they are very helpful at home and in the fact that we don't have to worry so much about them when we need to be here and they're home, because we know they're good and we know that they take care of each other. So.
Definitely. That's definitely a blessing right there. So I guess that leads into my next question of who your support system is.
Clearly, my husband, my two boys, and I have to say that my two boys, even though they're my children, they're only 11, 13, are a support system to me. And they're a support system to me because they understand that mom and dad are out here grinding, trying to leave them a legacy so that they don't struggle as hard as we did. So they're good. They're not demanding of our time and attention. They get enough from us when we're there with them. So they're a huge help. And then my husband being free is an absolute huge help. And he will support me in anything that I do. He looks at me and says, that's another thing you're adding to your plate. And I'm like, yes, but you know me, I'm not happy unless I have too much to do. So he's a huge support system for me. And then, just my immediate family are always cheering in my corner. But I think my strongest support outside of blood ties are the family of women that I have been able to create and surround myself with through building the gallery and the programs that I run.
So that seems like that's like a really important thing for you to have, like, I guess, like, be surrounded by like a group of women.
Yes, women in general, but positive people in general is what I should say. Positive people in general. Women specifically, because we go through so much, and I've been through so much. I don't want to see my sister go through what I've been through. If I can stop you from having to deal with that mess, then I'm going to try my best to. So all of the wisdom that my ancestors bestow upon me, I try to give out to the next person. I try to be the beacon of light to bounce off what I learned to the next person. So I don't want to see y'all go through things that I don't.
Yeah, I think some people need to take a lesson from that. Because, you have so many women out there that are like, I don't usually hang out with women because there's so much drama. When they're probably the drama.
Yeah, and there is a lot. It can be a lot of drama, but you know what? You just smile and hug your sister and say, I love you in spite of.
Because at the end of the day, we need each other.
Yes, indeed, most definitely.
So I saw this quote, so I thought I'd ask you about it because it's about balance.
Okay.
So the quote is, life is a balance of holding on and letting go. So is there anything that you are holding on to for 2016 or letting go of for 2016?
For 2016, I am definitely releasing the fear and anxiety of this gallery. And not that I was ever fearful or anxious about having a gallery, but when we moved from Charles Street, we moved to a larger space. We also moved to a larger rental rate. So that can cause, especially with my husband being free and I'm the only one working, and we have two kids at home, it can cause a little anxiety. So for 2016, I am releasing the burden of fear and anxiety over financial matters as it relates to this gallery, because 2015 has showed me, and this universe has showed me, that this gallery is here to stay. Everything that we've tried to do in this place has been nothing but successful. All the people that come in the space tell us nothing about, and I'm going to cry, and that's just part of me, so you don't have to edit it out, that's just me, it's the empath in me. But everybody that comes into the space tells us how much they love the space and how warm the space is and how the energy in the space is good and feels to them. And 2015 has proven to me that I need to let go of that stress of worrying about the finances for this gallery, because the gallery has started to show that it's going to be here and that it's going to pay for itself. So that's coming. I'm going to let go of that. What I'm embracing for 2016 is that I can see from where we started off here in May of 2015 to where we are now here in December 2015, right here in this space. I see the difference of where we started and where we are now. And I know that the new year is bringing new beginnings, and it is bringing an explosion of positivity and growth and expansion for this space. So that is what I'm embracing for 2016.
Oh. And so, with all that and all that you do you actually ever have time to stop and disconnect from the world and just reflect on everything that you do?
I have to. I'm an empath, and that means that in any crowded room, I feel everybody's energy around me. So, and you've been to Third Eye Thursdays, and you've seen sometimes I'm sitting at the desk and I'm fine, and sometimes I'm just a little off. And that's because there are some energies in the room at the time that I'm like, they're not necessarily negative energies, but they're just not meshing with mine, and so I have to fight to keep myself grounded and not let those energies disrupt my own. What was I going with that?
The stopping and reflecting.
Oh, so, excuse me. So, yes. So I have to discharge all of that energy from myself and my space. So I often force myself, I should say, because sometimes it is a force, to be honest. I force myself to unplug and to take time for myself. In 2016, it's really funny that you asked me this question today, because I sat all day long planning out my releasing ritual for New Year's Eve that I'm going to do to release the baggage of 2015 and to embrace what I want to embrace and set into motion for 2016. And it took me all day, and that was one of those times that I had unplugged and discharged those energies that I need to discharge and to regenerate and replenish myself. And I replenish myself by spending time on myself, on those things that are passionate to me, those things that are important to me. And by planning my ritual, I've now replenished myself. I also build in time in my schedule, because I do so much. I can get Frankie. I'm not going to be totally out. And I'll notice, I'm like, you are really cranky.
Well, I mean, at least you can admit it to yourself that you're cranky though.
Right, and then when I realize I'm cranky, I'm just snippy at everything, then I'll go in my room and knit, or down in my art studio in the basement in my house and paint or do some art drawing, and I'll just close off from everybody. And my husband, first he knows because I'm cranky. And then when he sees me disappear into either space, he knows, okay, I'm going to let her be at home. A couple hours later, I emerge and I'm fine. But yeah, I have to. And anybody, whether you're as busy as I am or not, male, female, or animal, whether you're busy as I am or not, you always must take time for yourself. That's something I promote, is self-love. And put yourself first. It is not selfish. You got to do it. I see August 13th, 2016, I'll be 50 years old. At 47, I had a stroke. 8 months later, I had a heart attack. You got to take the time for yourself. You have to. You have to unplug.
Heard that? Unplug.
Yes.
Unplug. So, that's all my questions for you. But my last thing is, how can people get in touch with you if they want any of your services, to buy your book, to buy your paintings, to rent the space out of the art gallery, anything?
The book is up on Amazon and CreateSpace, so you can find it on either venue. You can go to Amazon, it might send you to CreateSpace. CreateSpace might send you to Amazon.com. The name of the book is Dear Sister, a book of poetry and conversation. It is penned under the name A Friend. My middle name is Anne. My maiden name is Friend. I played off of my name because I always want my writing to come from a friend. So the author of the book is A Friend. It is actually me. Just want you to know that. The phone number you can reach me at is 443-267-8131. That is the gallery phone number. It will ring both my husband and my phone at the same time. So you'll get one of us, and if you get him, he'll get you to me. And my website is www.soulful-emergence.org, or if it's easier for you to remember, simply-sumaya.com. They both go to the same place.
Okay. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for that.
And that's it.
Bye.